Where do you think the match might be won and lost on Saturday in the final?
I think for me, this is all about how Mirra Andreeva plays and handles these box of tricks from Chwalinska. And I think there are kind of a couple ways she could do it. She could go the aggressive approach and try to hit Chwalinska off the court. I think she's got the tools to be able to do that. Or I think she could play Chwalinska at her own game and make it a bit more of a grindathon and really drag out the rallies, really drag out the match, given how much tennis Chwalinska has played already. Andreeva, no doubt, will be the fresher coming onto the court. I mean, I was even worried with Chwalinska coming onto the court today with that strapping around both of her legs. So I think it depends what approach Andreeva takes and making sure that she doesn't let the moment get to her because again, we've spoken about this pressure and expectation. It's been there for a while. It's kind of similar, I think, with Alexander Zverev. You know, he's looking for his first Grand Slam title. There's been a lot of talk about it. There's now the big spotlight on him, and I think it's a very similar situation for Mirra Andreeva. And I think up to now, she's handled the moments very, very well. I think she's, as I say, been very mature and kind of taken all those losses, I think, on board and learnt from them. And I think this for me is her time to deliver. So I think this is on Mirra Andreeva's racket, but I think she's got a couple of approaches that she could take.
Yeah, I hope it's nothing physical that actually decides it in the end.
Mm.
No one wants to see that. And I have been very impressed with Polinska's just her calmness. She's just
Yeah.
it's been lovely to see her reactions and but she's so sort of
I mean,
composed. So
I forget that she's a qualifier, like playing in a semi-final. Like it just does not
she
look.
looks at home,
She
doesn't
was
she?
she was more composed today than Schneider was.
So Joel, who is going to win the women's final on Saturday? Who are you going to go for, Mirra Andreeva or Maja Chwalinska?
I think I have to go with Mirra Andreeva. I think she's confident. I think she's looking relaxed. I think she's playing the best tennis. I think she's playing, and I think she can win in different ways as well against Chwalinska. So for those reasons, I am seeing this as a pretty comprehensive victory, I think, for Mirra Andreeva. I'm going straight sets. I don't think it's going to be as comprehensive as maybe Swiatek Anisimova at Wimbledon, but I fear that it's going to be a one-sided final, and this is just another step up for Chwalinska that I think is going to get the better of her. And if it doesn't, I think the amount of hours she's spent on the court will. So that's my view. I'm sorry, Chwalinska fans. I can't buy into the Cinderella dream run a la Emma Raducanu. Maybe there's a part of me that doesn't want it to happen as a bit of a British tennis fan. I want it
Mm,
just to be for Emma Raducanu and herself. But Kim,
yeah.
what are your views? Where are you leaning towards?
Yeah, does it devalue what Raducanu did
Yes.
if
Don't you
everyone starts
don't you
doing
dare
it?
don't you dare, Chwalinska.
I'm going to be studying all the qualifiers at Wimbledon like intensely when they're placed in the draw now because, doubtless one of them is going to make it
Lamens.
all the way
Kim, it's all
through.
about Lamens.
All about Susan Lamons. Yeah, I think I'm tempted to kind of go along your lines because I think there's multiple reasons why Helinska wouldn't quite get the job done and go all the way. We might not be getting a Parisian Cinderella story. I think that the the fitness aspect, we saw some kind of physical difficulties and illness kind of creeping in today. So that has a bit of a question mark for me. Plus just the Andreeva being the next caliber of opponent up. Plus, surely at some point she's going to get a bit nervous and feel the situation because so far she's been pretty calm and composed, but it's got to get to you at some point. And it may get to Andreeva as well, but I think over the course of it, I think Andreeva probably does have enough. But I do think it could go three. I think Andreeva in three sets for me. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as maybe you think.
The only thing I will add, and I'll probably end on, is this has been a strange tournament. There have been so many upsets. We've seen big players go out early. It has kind of ripped up any sort of predictions book you had before the tournament, and it would be the cherry on top of the cake if we had another upset in Halinska defeating Andreeva. So it could run like the if it runs like the tournament's run, then I'm actually probably fully expecting a Halinska victory.